In a recent video I talked about some of the good and bad things about living in rural Wales, but there's one rather big one I didn't mention, and that is the weather. Yes, it is raining again in paradise. There's a reason Wales looks so lush and green and verdant, and that's because it's basically a rainforest. But unlike rainforests, you don't tend to get the heat so much, you just get the wet. And especially in sort of autumn into winter, I find it very, very depressing indeed. Novembers tend to be particularly rough, just continual winter storms, just constant rain and greyness. It is a proper test of character. A few years ago I went to New Zealand and Australia for the winter, or their summer, just to escape another Welsh winter. And it's not that they're particularly harsh in terms of temperature. Occasionally we've had it minus 15 degrees centigrade since moving to Wales. It's just that it's miserable and the weather just gets you down. Your car is always wet and muddy and wanting to dissolve in many ways. I spend a lot of my time trying to rust proof my classics. Even here in dry storage, it isn't. Look, there's water literally coming up through the ground, I think. So it just becomes very, very difficult. And if you like camping as we do, it's not great camping conditions either. It's just very trying, I'm going to say. So that's perhaps the biggest downside to living in Wales, is that. It's been an interesting video. I've watched the responses. We've had an awful lot of them. We've had pro-Welshing, we've had anti-Welshing. Some of the nastier comments have just been deleted because there's just no need for it. Don't bring your negativity here. It is not welcome. It's just a discussion about my personal experiences of living here in rural Wales. A mostly positive experience for the vast part, but there are some downsides of which people need to be aware. And yes, I did get Bore da wrong. Bore da is specifically good morning. Got confused because obviously in French you say bonjour, in Spanish you say buenos dias, but that specifically day, good day. Bore da is just morning good, very specifically. Welsh is almost entirely unrelated to English. It's a completely different language construct. It's closer to Irish Gaelic, Scottish Gaelic, Cornish, and Breton in France as well. That Celtic fringe that sort of runs all the way up the west side of these countries, well, most of Ireland to be fair. So yeah, it's very hard for me to get my mouth around, but I do try. You have to try your best. So yeah, Bore da is good morning, Prynhawn da is good afternoon, and Noswaith dda, I really struggle with THs, it's just a construct of my face, is good evening. So those are the phrases you'll hear. You'll also hear croeso, welcome, but that's also you're welcome. So if someone says Diolch, you can go croeso, you're welcome. Or there's another bit of Wenglish that has crept in, dim probs, no problems. So that is a classic bit of Welsh Wenglish that you get around these parts. But there you go, just a little follow-up video. And for those who didn't know, this is our Perodua Canary. It's a Malaysian car. We've also got this big Australian barge. We've got the Citroen 2CV and other little oddities as well on the main Hubnut channel, if that's your thing. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the future Hub Notes maybe. Bye.